What's going on, everybody? It is your man, the big dog, and welcome to episode 117 of the House, baby. Excuse me. Of course, thank you for joining me. As always, you can find my social links down in the description box below. Today's gonna be a fairly chill episode. Nothing really crazy news-wise. Actually, wait a minute. Nah, not that I can't think of anything crazy that happened this week. So I figured what better way to spend this chill episode by watching some graphically. Let's watch some videos about GPUs. Jesus Christ. I'm sorry. I don't know what happened. I'm struggling this week.
Do not buy an 8 GB graphics card. Let's talk about it. Before
Okay.
that, this video is brought to you by VIPCDKdeals.com. CDK Deals is a website.
Bro, what is it with all these tech YouTubers promoting this shit, bro? Like, you can get a Windows key for free. You don't have to pay for it.
Dedicated to getting you the best prices on games and software, and right now you can get a Windows 10 Pro OEM key for an insanely low price.
Or you can download one of those, like, key generators for Windows and use that. But what do I know?
And the best price, and apply my special discount code GPC20.
Matter of fact, hang on a second. Now, I'm not going to condone what's about to happen, so don't take this as me. Screw it, whatever. What does it matter anymore? And I gotta do this stupid ass. I'm verified that I'm not a robot. Arrgh. Oh, whatever. Windows 11 key. Here you go, generator. Oh, that didn't work. Yep, here we go. Hey, there he is. Let's go with das, my friend. So yeah, like, I don't understand why these tech YouTubers always promote CDK deals. Nothing wrong with CDK deals. I'm just saying, like, you literally can find a Windows key online. Like, that is the stupidest thing. I don't understand it. But anyway, let's skip the ad. Let's skip the ad.
If you want to learn more, be sure to click the link in the description below. Alright, so NVIDIA's about to release their RTX 4060 Ti and 4060 in not too long, and
That's hilarious to me. Also, I've been hearing the 4070 has not been selling well.
rumor has it these
We'll watch that
GPUs
video
are
next.
gonna be 8 gigabytes, and guys, I just wanted to make this
But why?
Why?
video to tell you if these do truly turn out to be 8 gigabyte video cards, absolutely nobody, and I mean nobody, should be purchasing these video cards. And during this video, I'm going to explain to you exactly why. However, before we get into things, if you could please like the video, comment below how much VRAM you think is enough, and also share this video with people so we can get the message across. That would be greatly appreciated.
Honestly, when it comes to VRAM, in my opinion, it depends on what you're doing. If you're like strictly gaming and like website surfing, then yeah, 8 gigs is fine. If you're like me, you at the very least need like 10. At the very least.
But now getting into the video, yes, 8 gigabytes is not going to be enough, and to be fair, if the 4060 Ti and 4060...
Actually, no, he's kind of right, because I know more and more games are using more and more VRAM, which...
Bruh.
You guys need to optimize your video games better.
do silently get upgraded before release to 10 gigabytes and the price is right, well then maybe they could be worth purchasing, but I just have this gut feeling that NVIDIA is going to try and force 8 gigabytes down our throats. yet again for another generation. And guys, this is so ridiculous because I'm going to show
Yeah, I know.
you how 8 gigabytes just simply
I
isn't
just
enough.
said
But
that.
first we need to talk about how long 8 gigabytes has been around. I mean, people will point to
Way too fucking long.
stuff like the GTX 1070, but guys, it goes way further back than that. All the way back in 2014, yes, 2014, we got our first high-end GPU with 8 gigabytes in the R9 290X. So yes, that was a long time ago. In fact, we're approaching 10 years at this point that we've had 8 gigabyte video cards readily available. So to be getting an 8 gigabyte card for upwards of $400 or maybe even $500 in 2023 is so freaking ridiculous.
Wait, how much are they
$8.
charging?
So to be getting an 8 gigabyte card for upwards of $400 or maybe even $500 in 2023 is so freaking ridiculous. It's hard to wrap your mind
$400 to $500. 600 bucks. Oh, that's not good. That's not that good.
around. I mean, to think that NVIDIA thinks they can get away with 8 gigabytes on their 60 Ti GPU again for another generation in 2023 is absolutely insulting. But not only that, the 4060 Ti is more like a 60 class card this time around.
Not
You
at
take a
all.
look at the specs, and they're likely going to be
Bruh.
increasing the price as well. So
I can't believe you used
if
that.
the 4060 Ti generally has
Fucking
good
hell.
performance, it's going to be really hard for me to recommend that card to you guys unless it has at least 10 gigabytes of VRAM. And to be honest with you, with the prices they're asking these days, it seems like it should be more like a 12 gigabyte type of card, because when you're spending $500, you're expecting to be able to play your games on ultra settings. And frankly, guys, in 2023, as more games come out, newer games, it's probably going to start looking like this. If you're running low to medium settings, 8 gigabytes should be enough. However, if you want to run high settings, you're probably going to need 10 gigabytes. And if you want to run ultra settings, you're going to need 12 gigabytes. So yeah, 8 gigabytes isn't going to cut it.
Jeez.
Especially if you want to play those single-player new games on those ultra settings, which I expect you would want to do and would be expecting out of your card when you're spending upwards of $500 on an AIB
fucking
4060 Ti.
I fucking saw that shit on Instagram. It was the funniest thing. Like, I was like, yo, what the hell am I watching?
Could be a reality. Now, maybe it'll be cheaper than that even for AIB models. However, yes, that could definitely happen, and then you're sitting there having to run maybe even low settings on some games in the not too distant future. But let's take a look at some games today
I should
just to
speed,
drive my
really.
point home, because
Interesting.
this is not something that's going to be happening in the future. This is something that's happening now. 8 gigabytes is not enough. I mean, we've had it for nearly a decade at this point. As you can imagine, it's not cutting the cheese anymore. So taking a look at a video that Hardware Unboxed recently put up, we can see here that in Hogwarts Legacy at ultra settings, the RX 6800 with 16 gigabytes of VRAM is starting to significantly pull ahead, especially in those 1% lows. But wait, it gets worse. Then taking a look at The Last of Us Part 1, here's another situation where we're just talking about 1440p, not 4K.
Ooh, that's what I should have talked about. You know what? Give me a second. That's what I should have talked about. Fucking Last of Us. And how bad it is. Where is it? 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 Oh, here it is. Here it is. Here it is. This is what I should have talked about. Ah, what the fuck?
Days. And it took a few days. You just realized, okay, the worst happened.
This
Oh
motherfucker.
no! What happened? What happened? Oh no! How terrible! That's just awful. How terrible.
The worst way that this game could be presented already happened.
Jesus, look at that texture. Looks horrible. Bro.
What's this bullshit?
Like our worst game. We did so much, including putting fake shots in trailers and swapping skins on trailers.
Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord.
That's nasty.
Like, I didn't need to see that.
They're starting to get
They don't have Last of Us 5 and stuff.
On every social media you're on, and soon that turns into death threats and anti-Semitic remarks and
Oh, boo-hoo.
like just craziness I could have never anticipated.
You finished? I mean, it's so much self-pity. You sound like you're making excuses.
By the way, if you have not seen that movie, that scene is from the Joker. See the movie; it's actually really good.
To this day, I really wish I knew what it was about The Last of Us that influences people in the dumbest ways possible. 10 years ago, I wasn't blown away, so I want to know what's blowing
It's called Joker. Yeah, Joker. It's really good.
people away 10 years later to this day. I need to know what is so goddamn important about this video game that warrants so much defense. Seriously, we can't even point out that the game has a bad PC port without being told it's our fault for not getting the PlayStation
Oh, not this clown again. Ugh.
console instead. Not even Chromecast has the balls to come out and do it. Seriously, you would expect Chromecast to have a compilation video 20 minutes long showing all of those glitches, but no, nowhere to be seen. What's supposed to be breaking news for some reason isn't breaking news.
Yo, this is sus.
You
The Sneeko cartoon. Oh boy.
can say it's sus at most, but considering The Last of Us has a rich history of being super protected by the industry and how often it's shielded from criticism, I'm beginning to think this is more than just a conspiracy. I mean, yeah,
By the way, has anybody played this? Because I heard it's actually not that bad.
20 minutes ago I finished a bowl of salvia, but that has nothing to do with what I'm telling you. You can look for yourself and you'll
This social
hardly
media
find
is
any
really
headline
sus. Oh,
news
boy.
about this.
That's
Because
never
if
good.
it's not Ubisoft or EA, why would the journalists bother? Is it really any coincidence only 15 of them decided to do their job on the release of this port? I mean, yeah, the Resident Evil 4 remake is addicting. I've been playing it. I can imagine that is what most of the people out there have been playing.
Alright,
But obviously
that's all good.
Resident Evil 4 has existed on PC for a long ass time. You know what hasn't? The Last of Us. This is its debut on PC. And this is
looks
the
kinda
condition it's in.
Maybe.
And the only response given is toxic positivity. Oh yes, we understand you paid full price for something that doesn't work whatsoever. But don't worry, rest assured it will be fixed and you'll be given the experience we promise and that you expected. Please accept our most insincere apology. Oh, and make sure your drivers are updated. Now that PR talk might...
Oh, I hate that shit. I hate that shit.
Bruh.
When they say, make sure your drivers are updated. No, fuck off. How about you fix your goddamn game?
work on PlayStation fanboy, Sony. But that shit don't work on us. It's so bad, even Steam acknowledged they have to give people refunds no matter how many hours they put in the game. That's a PR nightmare. In order for Steam to make adjustments to their refund policy, your game has to be really, really bad. We're talking
Yep.
to the point of
That's true.
unplayable, which is exactly what The Last of Us remake on PC is. And there is no way in hell, absolutely none, that Neil Druckmann didn't know this. I guarantee you he 100% knew ahead of time that this port was not ready to be released to the public. But
He probably was the one that told him to release it. Knowing
you
him.
think he was gonna let that get in the way of his amazing work on The Last of Us TV show? What's one bad port gonna do? Let's just play it off like we weren't expecting this to happen. And this post alone, where he was hyping up the port for PC gamers, it didn't take long for people to start flooding his thread, pointing out how horrendous of a port it is. And the same goes for the official Naughty Dog Twitter, which can't make a single
By the way, I just got to know about this rapper called Ice. Oh, Ice Spice.
post
Yeah,
without
yeah, yeah.
being ratioed about the horrendous PC port. But now there's another
You know-
sector they've also upset, and that's the Steam Deck community,
What do you think of her? She's trash at rapping.
who were
Yeah.
told that The Last of Us would not be Steam Deck verified. Now you'd be surprised, but some people out
Oh no. They skipped the Steam Deck. Those poor
there
people.
were actually defending this. People you wouldn't expect.
Is this one of Joel? Yes, this is from the PC version of the game. And I want to just
Mudahar.
defend Naughty Dog just a little bit here, okay? Apparently this image is from somebody running the game on the Steam Deck, okay? Now this is a PS5 game, alright? This is a remake of the first game. It's got far better visuals than you could expect. And I just want to defend Naughty Dog just a little bit and say, if you're trying to run a PS5 tier game on a Steam Deck, you're not going to get a good experience. Okay, I know people are like, good optimization, Muda. Yeah, there's only so much optimization you can do when you're in a totally different generational hardware class. Okay.
Okay, to a degree, he's got a point.
Alright, first off, Muda, I think there's a misunderstanding here. You're wondering to yourself, why are people trying this game out on the Steam Deck? Why even bother? What's the point? That's because Neil Druckmann himself was the one promising people that this would be compatible on the Steam Deck. Yeah,
Oh, if that's the case, then yeah.
obviously
That's
nobody
bad.
expects it to run well. However, what people don't expect is for Joel to go full on blackface and for Ellie to sing through the world map. Legit, I don't think
That was funny.
Muda knows that Neil promised this. His exact words to someone worried that this would not be compatible with the Steam Deck in December of last year was, Ellie and Joel will grace the Steam Deck, don't worry. Albeit that's a pretty hefty promise.
Oh, I don't have a... Oh, wait, I do.
Not the cap.
There we go.
But that's coming out of Neil Druckmann, who's basically like a god to most of the gaming nerds. So no, you can't fault people for wanting to play this on their Steam Deck. A lot of them were told by the person behind the IP itself that they would be able to play this on their Steam Deck. But unfortunately, due to how poorly optimized it is on the PC, the Steam Deck version is greatly impacted. Now I have no
Goddamn.
clue what state the game was in when Neil tweeted that out, but he seemed pretty sure of himself. And yet here we are 4 months later, and not even a $2,000 GPU can properly run this game. So any
Wow.
promises for a Steam Deck was already a lie to begin with. It's almost as if they started working on this port the minute they announced it. And well, knowing Naughty Dog's history with crunch, that may be a possibility. Like they tried cramming 2 years of work into a 4-month period. And in order to do that, they had to hand over the port to a studio known for one of the worst PC ports of all time. The fandom for these games treat the IP a lot better than Naughty Dog does themselves. I
That's
seriously doubt any sane Naughty Dog fan would have ever said, yeah, let's allow the studio that made Arkham Knight to make this port for us.
Oh, shit. Bro, that is a fat L. Now, I never played the original port of Arkham Knight, but I heard it was really bad.
People call Neil Druckmann a genius, but goddamn, the dude hands over PlayStation's most prestigious IP to one of the most incompetent studios. And not only that, but he exposes how much of an idiot he is in tweets like this. Steam Deck support for The Last of Us Part 1 isn't a priority for Naughty Dog right now.
Verified isn't a priority. Optimization and stability on the Steam Deck and other PC platforms is.
And I'm told this is the Mozart of video game directors. Are you for real? Well, for
Bruh.
starters, let's point out the obvious. Optimization and stability? Yeah, that definitely is a priority. A priority that should be kept in check before the launch of a game. And seeing as how
Agreed.
you guys didn't want to hand out review codes for this to anybody, that's entirely your fault. If anybody had a chance to try this out and let you know ahead of time, hey, don't do it, stop, I highly doubt you would have listened to them, but at least word would have traveled fast that your port was shit and nobody
Yep.
would have had to put their money down ahead of time. Oh yeah, let's also point out the other obvious thing. If your game was optimized and stable to begin with, then it would have been verified. Because that's how you get verified. Neil Druckmann legit tried pulling off an actually towards IGN. Out of everyone that could have tickled this man's anus, I didn't think IGN would be the one to do it. And I'd hate to say it, but IGN is right. The Steam Deck clearly isn't your priority. Your priority is actually fixing the game. Well, it should be, because you're telling everyone optimization and stability is a priority. My man, fixing the goddamn game should be your priority. Take it off the Steam store already. As it is, it's unethical to be taking people's money for this game. Instead of rolling out updates, you should be rolling
And the ironic thing is, didn't PlayStation take Cyberpunk off of their store for less?
out refunds. Something like this should not be allowed on the store. I mean, for God's sake, somebody should be sued. That person asking you whether they should pre-order it for their Steam Deck or not took your word for it, not knowing that what you actually meant was you would be
You don't remember that? It was a big deal because Sony never does that. And they were offering refunds too. Like,
Able to play it as a slideshow on your Steam Deck. And at the minimum, you would need a 4090 just to barely get 60 FPS. Just think about it. There are PC gamers out there who actually paid $70 in their country for this game, only to have their $3,000 gaming PC rigs run it worse than a goddamn PlayStation 5. I mean, the game was cracked at launch, so anybody who actually handed their money over is an idiot. Oh great, now look at me, I'm gaslighting like Naughty Dog. In reality, if you set consumer expectations as high as Naughty Dog does, then it's entirely on you. You can't fault the consumers for holding Naughty Dog to such high standards. It's just absolutely hilarious to watch the Neil Drunkman himself get butthurt over IGN, basically pointing out what's actually happening. You didn't correct them, Neil. You played semantics and got super defensive and butthurt because you couldn't keep any of your promises. And now you're deciding to work on the things that mattered after you launched the game.
Yep.
Honestly, these are practices the modern era has afforded developers like Naughty Dog. You ever notice all the studios that were once considered prestigious all began to take a steep decline in quality when they were introduced to the concept of patches? Long gone are the days of expecting something playable.
that's actually true. That is actually true. Ever since patches came out, like, all these big name companies have kind of gone downhill. CD Projekt Red. Just saying.
Out of Naughty Dog. They've truly taken a fall from grace. Although people like me would argue that they never deserved to be up there to begin with, it's still amusing to watch the fall. Could have been a lot more interesting though. They could have shattered a few more bones, and it would have been nice to see a lot more pushback from the mainstream media, but I'll take any L I can get from Naughty Dog. And at the very least, out of all the bad ports we're getting, they're Sony games. If it were games that actually mattered, like Starfield
Activision
or
too.
Stalker 2, then I'd be pissed. But since it's Naughty Dog, I'm laughing my ass off. And watching Neil Drunkman get all defensive has been amusing as fuck. You know he's riled up and frustrated over the reception of this horrendous PC port. Neil showed his true colors when he reacted to the criticism of The Last of Us 2. So I could imagine he's kicking and screaming behind the scenes over this.
Oh yeah, that game. Oh boy.
And that's the type of shit that'll give me a better night's sleep than even 500 milligrams of edibles. But I'll sleep much, much better if I reach 60,000 subs. So you should consider liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing if you so choose to. With that being said, I'll see you in my next half-assed video.
Because if I knew
Review
that I didn't
tech.
wait on this story, Pretanga Plays would have made a video roasting me for about 30 minutes.
Goddamn right.
Alright, okay, let's finish off strong. We're not doing this. Actually, no, we're not. We're not reviewing it. We're not reviewing it. Let's watch this video.
Well, gamers finally won. Let's talk about it. Before that, this video is brought to you by VIPCDKDeals.com. CDK Deals is a website dedicated to getting you the best prices on games and software, and right now you can get a Windows 10 Pro OE.
See what I'm talking about? This doesn't make sense. Like, you can download like activator programs for Windows. I have one, actually. I probably shouldn't have admitted that, but oh well.
Key for an insanely low price. Just find the best price and apply my special discount.
By the way, for those of you asking, yes, the version of Windows I'm running is legitimate.
Code GPC20
I didn't pay
for
for
an
it,
additional 30% off. You can also check out securely with PayPal, and once the payment is cleared, you should get access to the code for Windows and type. It's not happening to make this quick video because something absolutely incredible happened that honestly has not happened in a long time. What happened? Gamers finally pushed back. The RTX 4070 just launched the other day, and
Microsoft is gonna hunt you down. Yeah, probably. But you know what? Fuck it. Make your shit free, Microsoft.
and many other
I don't
people
want to pay
were
for
actually
it.
assuming that the 4070 at $600 would sell out, but actually if we go ahead and we take a look at places like Newegg, what you're going to notice is that definitely did not happen. In fact, guys, this is probably the worst launch I have ever seen from an NVIDIA card in a very, very long time. So I just wanted to tell you guys, congratulations, you did it, because the RTX 4070, from all appearances, seems to be absolutely failing, and this is a complete complete launch disaster. But why am I so happy about this? Well, if we take a look at the RTX 4070, in terms of performance, it is actually pretty good, although I will say that when you take a look at all the reviews, I noticed, at least for myself, that I was a little bit disappointed with the performance of the 4070. Now, it wasn't too far off where I was expecting it to be, but I was expecting the 4070 to slightly beat out the RTX.
Arnold used steroids. Schwarzenegger? I mean, that's not surprising to me. He looked like he was using steroids.
3080, but unfortunately, even with the higher memory capacity, it seems on average it's actually slightly losing to the RTX 3080. And again, although there are some nice to haves with the 4070, and one of those being a much lower power draw, and it is technically moving the price to performance in the correct direction, well, it's not doing it by a whole lot. And when it's actually falling short of the RTX 3080 and giving you maybe at a push 30% more performance than the RTX 3070 for 20% more money in a best case scenario realistically when looking at all the games, well, honestly guys, that's just not too impressive. And although again it is actually better than other cards like the 4070 Ti and 4080 when it comes to value, and in fact it's actually better than the 3080 when it comes to value, and the 3080 was considered to be great value a couple years ago, we do have to keep in mind, yeah, that was a couple years ago, and things are different now. There's no cryptocurrency mining or anything like that going on, so moving things in the right direction by 10% just isn't going to cut it for people. And so I'm actually very, very happy to see that the community is pushing back, because frankly, guys, I know people are calling this a mid-range card. I would always consider the 70 class to be kind of upper mid-range, but for the sake of argument, let's call it a mid-range card. And people are saying now a mid-range card is $600. And
okay, after this episode, you're gonna tell me what fruit juices you drink, my friend.
for playing video games, if you're not doing anything else on your PC, which, to be fair, the 4070 does enable you to do some other professional applications, but just for gaming, $600 on a mid-range GPU is just starting to get a little bit much. Even though the value isn't necessarily terrible, and I can't call this card terrible, it is starting to approach a terrible price point, which is really not something that I want to see.
What?
And I'm really glad that people are kind of agreeing with me on that. Now, originally, like I just said earlier, if this was actually faster than the 3080 like I was expecting it to be, I think I would have been a lot more positive on this card as I was originally. I was thinking to myself, hey, if it beats the 3080 on average and it's coming in at a lower price point, and you're getting more video memory, you're getting all these features, hey,
Thank
you know
God you're
what?
joking.
I'm not going to
That
be
was
able to
weird.
rag on this card. But unfortunately, guys, yeah, it's not beating the 3080, and it's just not moving things in the right direction quite enough. So NVIDIA, if you want to sell this card and you don't want this to be an absolute disaster, I think you really do need to start cutting the prices. I think people would be a lot more understandable of maybe $550. I know people want like $500 or even lower, like $450.
Yeah,
Going
right.
all the way back, if you look at the 1070 and other 70 class cards, they used to be much, much cheaper. But we do also have to understand, yes, there has been inflation, but I think $600 was pushing it too far, even including the rapid inflation that we've seen over the last couple of years. And if we actually take a closer
I would
look
say
over
fruit
on
juices.
Newegg, just to see how much of
Especially
a
the ones
disaster
with
this is,
not that much sugar.
not only are there tons of models available, but if we actually sort by price lowest to high, there's tons of models available at their MSRP and with some other stuff wrapped in as well. Now, if I click on it, it says, get Overwatch 2 Ultimate Battle Pass with the RTX
I agree.
40
If
series.
$500
So
wouldn't be
it's
that
not
bad.
necessarily anything super impressive, but you are also getting something else that's a value add already as well. And then I actually saw, if I go over onto Twitter here, something that completely blew my mind, guys. There was a post from Tom's Hardware that apparently some RTX 4070 cards
I have this similar brand of GPU. MSI makes some pretty good
are
GPUs.
already being discounted. And if we take a look at their article, we can see here it says some RTX 4070s already discounted a day after launch. Some $610 to $630 cards are now discounted to the MSRP of $599.
That's not really a discount. I don't call that a discount.
And guys, this is absolutely unprecedented.
I call that
to see basically like the day after launch, cards are already having to drop in price. I have not seen that happen maybe ever. And I've also heard over from Paul from Not an Apple Fan that apparently over in Germany they are selling terribly, as he heard that over at Mind Factory they sold hundreds of RTX 4070s. Not thousands, not tens of thousands, hundreds. And apparently, from what he said, Mind Factory is one of the biggest retailers in all of Germany. So that is very shocking to see. So once again, I just want to wrap this video up, guys, by saying congratulations for actually pushing back against these prices. I've been begging for people to do this for such a long time, and I'm very happy to see that.
Did you get one? Did you get one? Did you get one? If you got one, please tell me how it is.
It is finally happening, and the community has said enough is enough, and if we continue this, prices will have to drop. But hey, that's just what I think. Do you think the 4070 will actually drop below $600, or do you think that NVIDIA is going to hold the line? Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments below, and of course, I'll see you in the next video. If you made it to the end of the video, be sure to...
So that's nice to hear. NVIDIA's having issues. It's always nice to hear. But then again, what do I know, right? But hey, thanks for watching, guys. If you're on Twitch, please stay tuned for the after show. If you're on YouTube, if you liked the video, please comment, share, and subscribe. If you didn't like the video, I understand. But anyway, thanks for watching. See you next time. Peace.
This is a sickness. It is deviant, therefore we don't want it.